A beautiful day unto you, and welcome to online class with Ajibola. And today we are handling mathematics. The topic is fraction. At first, what is fraction? Fraction simply means portion. Imagine you have a brother or a sister, you want to share biscuits together. If you have 12 pieces of biscuits, and I ask you to give your brother a 7 out of 12. So the question is, what portion of your biscuit have you given to your brother? That is 7 over 12. That is 7 portion of the 12. And you can see that leads us to what we call types of fraction. So types of fractions. So the first type I'll be mentioning is called proper fraction. Proper fraction. If you talk about proper fraction, what does that mean? It means possible fraction. Just like the example I mentioned from your 12 biscuits, it's possible that you give your brother 7, and it's possible that you give your brother 3. It's possible that you give your brother any number that is less than 12, even 11. It's possible that you give your brother 11 biscuits. So if I want to talk about examples of proper fraction, I'll be saying examples include, let's say, 1 over 12. So it's possible you give your brother 1 biscuit out of 12 biscuits. Another example is let's say 3 over 12, though this could be reduced later. Another one could be 5 over 12. Another example could be like the 7 over 12, or even 8 or 9 over 12, or 11 over 12. So 7 over 12. So all these are called proper fractions because they are possible fraction. They are possible portions of 12. Now let's go to what is improper fraction. The second example of fraction is improper fraction. So when you talk about improper fraction, when we said proper fractions means possible fractions. So improper fraction simply means impossible fraction. Out of your 12 biscuits, is it possible you give your brother 15 biscuits? No. So an example of improper fraction is 15 over 12. It's not possible. It is impossible. It is improper. So another example of improper fraction could be 17 over 12. Or can you give your brother 17 biscuits out of 12 biscuits? No, that is not possible. So any other example could be, let's say, 17 over 12. Imagine, I'm just using 12, 12, 12 because I gave you examples of 12 biscuits. So the number at the bottom could be anything. So talking about proper fraction, the number above must be smaller than the number below. That is, the numerator must be smaller than the denominator. Like this, 3 is smaller than 12. 5 is smaller than, is less than 12. 7 is less than 12. And 15 is greater than 12 here. That means it is improper. You can't say 15 in 12. You can't give 15 out of the 12 portions. No, you can't give it out. So it's improper fraction. But it's going to lead us to another thing. But let's just give further examples under this. Let me do away from using 12 now. I could say improper fraction is 5 over 2. I could say it's 5 over 3. Or another example of improper fraction could be 9 over 7. In as much as you have a bigger number sitting on top of a smaller number, when two adults are going up and they're in a bus, there's no space, they have to lap themselves, then definitely the elder should sit down and the younger one should be on top. That is proper. So the elder is sitting down, the younger one is being on top. But here, when you have the case whereby a 3-year-old is sitting, a 7-year-old is sitting down, and a 90-year-old is sitting on top, then that is not proper. So a smaller number should not be at the bottom, or else it's going to lead us to what we call mixed fractions. Mixed fractions. So number 3, we have what we call mixed fractions. So mixed fractions are oftentimes generated from improper fraction. And the example of mixed fraction could be, let's say, 2 whole number 1 over 2. That means it has a fraction, a proper fraction, including a whole number and a proper fraction. Let's say 3 whole number 2 over 7. Let's say we have the next example to be 6 whole number 5 over 8, and so on. But I just mentioned something. I said improper fractions, mixed fractions or mixed numbers, it comes from what is called improper fraction. Now let us look at our improper fractions and try to see how to generate some mixed fraction from this improper fraction. Let's take, for example, 5 over 3. So how to convert or generate from improper fraction, how to convert improper fraction to mixed numbers, or you call it mixed fractions, to mixed numbers. So example would be 5 over 3, rather, not 3 over 5. So 5 all over 3, 5 over 3. This will mean we have to simplify. We have to make the burden lesser on 3. So how many 3 can go in 5? If I remove 3 from it, I've seen 1 of 3. So I have 1 whole number. So after removing a 3 from this 5, 5 fingers, where you remove 3, you have 2 left. So 2 remainder, 2 is remaining, so that is over 3. So that means my 5 over 3 being an improper fraction equal to 1 whole number 2 over 3. So another example is here. Let's say example 2 here. Let's call this one alphabet A, then this one alphabet B. So the second example, anyway, we have I have 17 over 12 here. So 17 over 12 is an improper fraction. A bigger number on top of a smaller number is improper. So definitely I will say, how many 12 can I see in 17? So that will be 1 of 12, because 12 in 2 places is already 24, and that is greater than 17. So how many 12 is in 17? That's 1. So when you remove a 12 from a 17, you know you have 17 biscuits, you remove 12 out of it, then what you have left, you have 5. 5 over 12. So that means this is a 17 over 12 improper fraction becoming a mixed fraction, which is 1 whole number 5 over 12. I want to believe you are getting this, because at the end of this class you're going to get some assignments to do, and if you have any questions you can get back to us later. Then the next step is how to change back from mixed fraction to from mixed numbers to improper fraction. Let's see. So how to convert from mixed numbers to improper fraction this time around, because at times there will be times that you'll be required to do that. So to improper fractions. So let's take these 2 examples and try to convert them back and see whether this 1 number 2 over 3 is going to give us 5 over 3. Now I'll call it option C. So that is 1 whole number 2 all over 3 equal to, so how do I get my 5? What I'm going to do is very simple. 3 times 1, that is 3, plus 2, that gives me 5, still over 3. Let me repeat that. 3 times 1 is 3, plus the 2 up here, and that is 5 over 3. So let's look at the second example. That is pretty simple enough. We have 1 whole number 5 over 12. Want to change it back to 17. So 1 whole number 5 over 12. We're changing it back to improper fraction, and that is 12 times 1, and that's 12 plus 5, that's 17. So 17 over 12. Let's look at one more example. Let's say you have a 6 whole number 5 over 8. 6 whole number 5 over 8. How do I change that to improper fraction? Because this is a mixed number. 5 over 8 is proper on itself, but this is a mixed number. So 8 times 6, that is 48. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 5. 48 plus 5 is what? That is 53. So I have 53 all over 8. So with that, I want to believe if you are given any questions to convert between proper and improper fractions, or to give examples of proper or improper fractions, you will be able to do that. Just stay tuned for the assignment on this class. Now over to the assignment 1. Question number 1 is to list 10 examples of the following. List 10 examples of the following. The first is proper fractions. So list 10 examples of proper fractions. The next is improper fractions. List 10 examples of improper fractions, and also list 10 examples of mixed fractions. While the second question there, number 2, is to change the following to improper fractions. That means they must be in mixed numbers to change them to improper fractions, like what we did the other time. So the first question is 6.5, and this next one is 3 over 5, and this one is 12, 7 over 9. While the last option there is 6.2. Wow, did you just see 6.2? That's a challenge unto you. You should be able to do that. But if not, when you get back to us on chat venue in the evening on our Facebook page, that is Online Classes with Ajibola Facebook page, you can search it and like us and meet us around 5 o'clock. So by 5 to 6, we meet to discuss any challenge you have on this topic. So number 3, we have changed to mixed numbers. You have to change all of these to mixed numbers. And the first one is 27 over 5. You know, we said this is improper because 27 is a big number sitting on a smaller number 5. And the next one is 17 over 2, while this is 14 over 3. And the last one here is 612 over 5. Be careful while doing this. In our next class, we're going to see how to simplify fraction. That is simplification of fractions. So after simplification of fractions, okay, during that, we're going to look at both figures and word problems, because when you're given word problems, you're going to translate it back into figure before you are able to simplify. So after that, we'll be looking at another topic, which is fractions involving equations, or equations involving fractions. And that will be under algebra, because when you have an equation, you have to find an unknown, and the unknown comes with the algebra, where you use a number, a letter to represent a number. For example, if they say something like 2x equal to 5, so, or 2x equals 5 over 7, so that means 2 is known, 5 is known, 7 is known, x is unknown. We have to find that. So thank you very much for watching, and you can listen to it over and over again. Listen over and over again, then you grab the knowledge, do the assignment, and let us meet for any challenges or anything you have on it in the evening by 5 to 6. Thank you.